Hello, hello, hello. Welcome into beginner strength training. My name is Jen. This is the second class in a 2-week, 8-class series to help you learn how to lift weights with dumbbells. If you did not catch the first session, it's completely fine. No need to watch them all or attend them all. In each session, we learn a brand new set of full body exercises using dumbbells. And in this series, I make sure that I break down every exercise so that you really can do proper form and you know how to protect your body, your muscles, your joints from injury. For today's session, I recommend that you have a variety of types of dumbbells ranging in weight. So today I'm using a very light dumbbell of 5 all the way to 15, and I'll be switching out depending on the exercise and how the exercise feels in my body today. And I recommend that you do the same thing, especially if you're just starting out. You might not know which weight is best for you, and I always recommend experimentation. See what feels good. If it doesn't feel good, switch it out for something else. Let's get started, my friends. I'm going to go ahead and start the music. Say hi in the chat if you're joining today. Let me know how you're doing. And I will start the music and we'll jump into a warm-up. All right. Turn up the music on my side here. Perfect. All right. It's always a good idea to warm up your body before you do any kind of exercise. Let's come to a standing position and just beginning to roll through the ankles and feet. Letting the arms fly and flap to the side. Just getting the blood moving as we get started here. Perfect. Coming into stillness, let's take our arms up overhead, reaching high, taking a tricep stretch on the left and bending toward the right, opening into the side body here. Switching sides. Coming back to center, taking some hamstring curls here as we take our heel up toward the back body. Yeah, just warming up through the quadricep. Perfect. Coming into stillness here, reaching up high, taking a forward fold, legs are wide. Reaching for the floor. Dropping the head, wiggling the shoulders back and forth. And beginning to sway right and left here. Keeping the knees over the ankles. Rolling all the way up here. Our first exercise for the day is going to be for the shoulders with an upright row. For this exercise, I recommend that you choose something moderately heavy. I'll be using 10 pounds. Choose a weight that works for you. Coming into our first set of upright rows, taking your feet under your hips, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. Let's take a listen to the music here. We're going to be moving with the rhythm as we lift for 2 and lower for 2. Nice and smooth. Wonderful. As you lift those weights, you're stopping right around the nipple line. Your elbows are coming right out to the side and they are lifted equally with your shoulder cap. Perfect. As you drag those weights up, they are close to your body, almost like you're taking off a shirt, yeah? Nice and smooth as we lift for 2 and lower for 2. Perfect. Let's take a break here. In this beginner series, we take plenty of breaks. We give a little stretch where we need to. Take a breath. And let's prepare for our second set. Feet are under the shoulders, hips are rolled back always. Palms are facing your body, up for 2, lift. And lower, nice and controlled and smooth. Beautiful. Engaging the core and staying in control of your weight. Good. The dumbbells stay fairly close together on the ascent and on the descent. Last one here. And let's take a little break. Taking some arm circles. We're just getting started. We're taking it easy. On our third set, we'll be doing some singles. So the pace will pick up a little bit. Let's assume the position for our upright row. We have a single count lift here as we lift and lower. Lift and lower. Staying in complete control with this quicker pace. Feels so good. Let's do 8 more right here. Keep those elbows up nice and high, but not too high. Right? They are in line with your shoulder. So they're not up here or down here, right? Nice and straight. One more. Well done. We are done with that exercise. Let's take a shoulder stretch, hugging one arm across the chest, elbow close to the body, and switch sides. Got a nice little heat in the shoulder cap. If you're like me, that top shoulder muscle is feeling good. Next, we have a squat. Now, before we pick up the weights, I just want to show you the kind of squat we're going to do today. We're going to do a regular squat. So that means that your heels are under your hip bones, maybe a little bit wider, right? As you come down in your squat, you are sitting the hips way, way back, like you're reaching for a chair that's not there, right? The most important thing to know about the squat is that as you come down, you want to move the hips back far enough so that the knees stay in alignment with the ankles, never going over the toes like this. That is bad, bad news. So if you need to just come down a little instead of fully to keep the proper form, that is better than injuring your knees. Am I right? Oh my goodness. All right, let's go ahead and grab some weights. I'm gonna grab 15 pounds. We're gonna leave our weights right here, joined in the center. As we come down, double count squat as we lower and lift. Lower for 2 and lift. Now make sure that your toes and your knees are pointed in the exact same direction. Keep your chest proud and high. Think those hips way, way behind you. You should feel nothing in your knees, right? No pressure in your knees. Look down and wiggle your toes. You should be able to wiggle them. Stay with this pace. One more squat right here as we lower and we lift. Let's take a little break. Good for you. Just getting some blood in those legs. Shake them out. Are you ready for round 2? Now, if the weights are too much, do the squats without the weights. You don't need them. If you've never done a squat before, here we go. Down for 2 and up for 2. Smooth and controlled always. Really think about it. Think about that proper form. Roll the shoulders back and sink those hips back and down. The back part is the most important part rather than the down. Perfect. Let's do 2 more right here. Last one. You're so strong. And take a break. Put those weights down. Shake it out. Maybe you'll switch to lighter weights on the next round. On the next set, we're going to do singles. And I want to explain something to you. It's okay to shorten your range of motion when you're doing singles, staying low, maybe not coming all the way up, so that you can get that work down low. All right? Let's get ready for those singles. Feet under the hips, shoulders rolled back. We go down and up, down and up. Breathing through it. Generally, you want to exhale where you're doing the most work. Where is that in a squat? Usually it's on the descent. Almost there. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Yes. Shake it out. Let's take a quadricep stretch here. Squeezing those knees together. Taking that leg in front, toes up. Getting into the hamstrings here. Rolling it up. Quadricep stretch on the other side. Releasing that foot, toes high, sitting back into the hamstring. Well done. Oh, I see a comment on YouTube. Alicia's asking what happened. I am not sure. Hopefully everything is okay. Let me know. Moving next into the upper body with some bicep work. For the 2 muscles in the front of the arm. Coming into a nice tall position here. Turning the hands to face the outside. We're going to lift for 2 and lower for 2. Now on the bicep curl, keep your elbows tucked into the side body. Yes. Nice and smooth. Now you're not moving from the elbow, right? So none of this. You see the difference there? Yeah. Make sure that you can feel the elbow the whole time nestled into the ribs. Smooth. Last one. Take a break here. Opening the chest, pressing those palms flat against the side walls here, or toward the side walls. Let's get ready for our second set of bicep curls. Turning the palms to face outward. We lift for 2 and lower for 2. Nice and smooth. Nice. Feeling that squeeze at the top of the motion. and feeling the control on the way down. So we're not just letting those dumbbells fly down, right? We control on the way up, but we also control on the way down. Stay with it. Last one here. Let's take a little break here. Now for our next set, we're moving into singles, which is quicker. You want to decrease the range of motion here so that you're not flying with your arms, right? Your pelvis is not getting involved. You're staying nice and stiff. And we're going to work this middle area here for singles. Let's get ready for it. Here we go as we lift and lower. Lift and lower, decreasing the range of motion. Staying in this sweet middle part of the exercise. Stay with it. We're in the belly of the biceps here. Keeping that chest proud. We've got 4 more right here. Last 4. 3. Oh yes. Well done. Put those weights off to the side. Let's take our hands behind the back, clasping them, and rolling the palms down toward the floor. You feel that in your bicep. Moving into the back next. We're going to move into some dead rows. Now, last week we did a deadlift. I just want to remind you of what that looked like. The deadlift, you remember we came down just below the knees and then came back up, keeping the dumbbells nice and close. This time, we're going to stop in this dead lift position, turn our palms to face out, and then we're going to pull the elbows back toward the back of the room. Here we go. Lift for 2 and lower for 2. Now make sure that your form is good. Your butt is pushed all the way back and your back is flat, yeah? As you lift, those elbows are attracted to each other all the way up and all the way back. So pull those elbows in toward the side bodies. Stay with this pace. Nice and smooth and controlled. 2 more. Breathing. And let that go. Come into a low back curl here as you curl and straighten. Wonderful. Let's prepare for our second set at this nice slow pace. Here we go. Squeeze and release. You're going the same pace on the ascent as you are on the descent. Stay with it. Keeping your head in alignment. You're looking at the floor. A few feet in front of you. 2 more. Last one. And take a breather here. Let's take an upper back stretch. Rounding in the upper back. Opening here through the chest. Moving into our last set, we have singles. Again, we're going to shorten the range of motion, staying mostly in that middle range. Go ahead and grab your weights. Feet are hip width apart. Come into your deadlift position. Turn your palms out. Singles. Here we go. Lift. Lift. Really feeling those shoulder blades coming together. You've got 4 more in you. Last 4. 3. And put those weights down. Come into a low back stretch as we round and flatten. Letting go through the back and rolling it all the way up. Nice job. We're going to come on to the bench next. If you don't have a bench, you can just come onto the floor. That's completely fine. Go ahead and grab your weights for some chest and tricep work. Laying down on your bench or your mat, whichever you have with you. Bringing those elbows pointing down and toward the side wall. We're going to alternate chest press as we push for 2 and lower for 2. I want you to keep those elbows hovering high. They never go below the top of the bench. And those elbows are not straight out. They're not in alignment with your shoulder. They are angled downwards slightly, about 45 degrees. Nice and smooth. Pushing each arm one at a time. Stay with this pace as you push and lower. Nice and controlled, opening through that chest. Keeping the whole spine laid down flat on the bench or the mat. Well done. Come all the way up to sitting. Open the chest. We're going to move into our second set of alternating chest press. We're going to do 2 sets of singles though this time, picking up the pace. Make sure your form is golden. Here we go. Push and lower. Push and lower. Now that motion, the range is not too big. So you're not dropping your elbows. Keep your elbows high. Keep them lifted. Stay with me. Push and lower. Push and lower. Make sure there's plenty of space between your ears and your shoulders, yeah? So you're not scrunching up like you're wearing a turtleneck of flesh, right? Last one. And come all the way up to seated. Stretch out that chest. We're on our last set now of alternating chest press. Come on down. Get those elbows just where you need them. Hover those elbows. Here we go as we press and press. You're so controlled in this motion. It's mind-blowing how controlled you are. Feeling the fire building in the chest. Stay with it. Use your breath. Exhaling on the push. You've got 4 more here. Last 4. 3. Come all the way up. Take a stretch, opening the chest. We're moving into an alternating triceps press next. Very similar to the chest press, but with close hands. We're going to be targeting the back of the arms here. Bending your arms to 90 degrees, tucking your elbows close. We alternate for 2 as we lift and lower, nice and smooth. Well done. Make sure you keep hovering those elbows, my friends. Don't let them fall below the top of the bench. Stay with this slow pace. Now the weights, they're coming down right around your navel area. Whew, I feel the burn in those triceps already. Last one. Perfect. Come all the way up, take a tricep stretch. One arm behind the head here. And switch sides. Moving into our second set, we're going to do singles for the next 2 sets. Tuck those elbows in, arms are bent to 90 degrees. Alternating press, here we go. Push and push. Those palms are facing each other. And they come back to a strong 90-degree bend. Yeah. And you're pushing up not over the chest, but over the belly button. Stay with it. Push. Last 2. And take a breather, coming all the way up. Shaking those arms out, letting go of that fire and tension in the arms. When you're ready, let's come back down onto our backs for our last set of tricep pushes. We lift and lower. Lift and lower. Starting to feel that tension in the back of the arms. Keep your chest wide. Roll those shoulders down. Engage your core by pulling your navel toward your spine. Last 2. Well done, you did it. Sitting all the way up, taking a tricep stretch one last time. Well done. Now, if you have a light pair of dumbbells, I'm going to ask you to engage those now. The lightest pair of dumbbells that you can find. For me, that's going to be some 5s. You have a couple options here for Starbird. You can tuck a dumbbell behind your knee and squeeze it like this, or not, if that's too much for you. With the other dumbbell, you can take it in your opposite hand. We're going to lift for 2 and lower for 2. Join me when you're ready for this Starbird exercise for the core, for the glutes, and for the back and shoulders. Nice and smooth. Well done. We're just going to do 1 set of Starbird on each side, and then we'll be done for the day. Let's pick this up to singles right here as we lift and lower. Always controlled, always smooth. Last 4, 3. Perfect. Let's go ahead and switch sides, removing that dumbbell from the side you worked. Moving it to the other side. Taking your other dumbbell in the opposite arm. Zipping up through the core. We lift for 2 and lower for 2. Pushing through that heel. Flexing your foot. Squeezing that weight. Stay with it. Oh yeah. We've got 4 more at this slow pace as we lift and lower. You are so strong, and you're almost there. I know you can do 1 more right here. We're going to pick up for singles. We've got 8 of them. Are you ready? Let's go. Lift. Lift. You've only got 4 more left. You can do this. And we have arrived. Excellent job. So proud of you. Coming into a seated position here. Taking those hands behind you. Let's windshield wiper those legs from side to side. Letting go through the hips. Coming back to a seated position in Baddha Konasana, taking the soles of the feet together. Let's just go ahead and flap those wings, letting go through the thighs. Taking a side stretch here. And the other side. Well done. Thank you so much for joining me for today's beginner strength training. I will see you again next week on Tuesday at the same time. Say hello in the chat. Let me know how your workout went. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, my friends.